Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something completely fascinating today. We tend to think of sleep as just powering down for the night, like turning off a computer. But tonight, while you're sleeping, your body is actively pulling off billions of miraculous restorative events. Your heart rate slows down, your breathing pattern completely changes, highly specific hormones get released, and your cells, they literally go to work repairing damaged tissues. All while your brain is busy meticulously organizing every single memory from your day. It's an incredibly busy, super productive time for your biology.
But of course, that brings us to a massive disconnect. And honestly, it's a frustration I'm sure pretty much all of us can relate to. If all that amazing stuff is happening, why do we wake up exhausted? Despite the billions of restorative events that are supposed to be happening, so many people wake up feeling just as tired, sometimes even more tired, than when their head actually hit the pillow. They're supposedly getting a full 8 hours, yet that restoration just isn't there. So why is that?
Well, what if I told you that the quality of your overnight healing doesn't actually start after you fall asleep? The whole core premise we're diving into today is that the true quality of your nightly restoration is dictated by a tiny, very specific window of time. What if the absolute most critical moment for your physical and mental recovery actually happens in the final 5 minutes right before you even close your eyes?
Think about it like this. Imagine walking into the absolute most advanced hospital ever built. In this hospital, there are millions of top-tier specialists working around the clock. With zero breaks, there are no mistakes, there are no distractions, nobody is even drawing a salary, and hey, thankfully, there are no medical bills either. That flawless hospital already exists. It's your own body. Every single night, as you drift through the different stages of sleep, your body shifts into this hyper-efficient maintenance mode.
Let's break down exactly how this biological hospital is departmentalized when you hit deep sleep. Over in the tissue department, your system releases growth hormones, and their main job is to repair all that cellular damage you've accumulated during the day. Then, up in the brain department, we have this fascinating network called the glymphatic system. Its job is to literally wash away and clear out the metabolic waste that builds up while you're awake. It's like a deep clean for your mind. And finally, the immune department kicks into high gear, coordinating your defenses against infection, memories get sorted, emotions get processed, and your biological systems hit a complete reset button.
Now, we actually need to correct a pretty massive public misconception here. When we talk about sleep hormones, everyone instantly thinks of melatonin, right? But most people think melatonin is just a natural sleeping pill, that its only job is to make you feel drowsy. Actually, its primary role is to act as the master regulator of your internal body clock. It's the darkness that signals your brain to produce it, which then synchronizes your sleep and wake cycles. And beyond just sleep, researchers are actively studying its antioxidant properties and its broader role in keeping your normal biological functions running smoothly.
But here is the catch. The problem we run into today is that nature designed this flawless healing process a long time before midnight doom scrolling was a thing. The body is ready, but the mind refuses. Every bright screen you shine in your face, every stressful conversation you're replaying on a loop in your head, all those racing thoughts, they heavily interfere with that peaceful transition into restorative sleep.
And the plot thickens, because even when you finally do manage to fall asleep, your mind isn't exactly turning off. The subconscious never sleeps. So while your conscious awareness fades out, your subconscious mind stays remarkably active. It's continuing to store your experiences, process all those complex emotions, strengthen your memories, and it's constantly searching for patterns. Think about it. Have you ever had a really complex problem, decided to just sleep on it, and then suddenly woken up with the answer? Yeah, that's your subconscious working the night shift.
What's really amazing is just how universal this understanding is. On one hand, modern psychology tells us that sleep actively reorganizes our emotional experiences. It reduces the intensity of certain stressful or traumatic memories while strengthening the ones we need. But then contrast that with ancient spiritual traditions. Teachers like Paramahansa Yogananda used different language to describe the exact same phenomenon. He taught that those final thoughts you have right before sleep aren't just wasted. They become seeds that are planted deeply into your subconscious mind. So science and spirituality are actually pointing to the exact same truth here.
So, what does this all mean for us? The absolutely crucial point is this: the emotional state you carry into sleep directly dictates the quality of your rest. Whether you're looking at it through the lens of a clinical psychologist or a spiritual guide, the principle is identical. If you go to bed all wrapped up in fear, anxiety, or stress, that emotional state keeps your nervous system on high alert. It literally cannot power down. But if you cultivate peace, your nervous system is finally allowed to settle. And where the nervous system goes, the body follows.
Which brings us to a concept that has been pretty much entirely lost in our modern world, the forgotten night ritual.
Across so many ancient cultures, nighttime was never treated as an accident or just some afterthought. It was a very deliberate, intentional ritual. And no, this wasn't because they thought magical things happened in the dark. It was because they deeply understood a fundamental truth. How you end your day completely shapes how you begin the next one. To get that back, we can look at a super simple 5-step routine that beautifully blends sleep neuroscience with timeless reflection. It's all about bridging that gap between what our biology needs and what our minds require to actually find peace. It goes like this: screens off, slow breathing, releasing the day, practicing gratitude, and finally prayer or reflection. Let's break these down real quick to understand exactly why they work.
Okay, step 1 is simple but absolutely crucial. Dim the lights and turn off those bright screens. Ideally, you want to be doing this at least 30 to 60 minutes before you get into bed. Why? Because, as we learned a minute ago, dim light directly supports your natural melatonin rhythm. When you stare at a bright phone screen, you're essentially tricking your brain into thinking the sun is still up, which completely halts the very hormone you need to synchronize your body clock.
Moving on to step 2, which is to slow your breathing. Taking slow, comfortable breaths for literally just several minutes can dramatically shift your physiology. That gentle breathing physically engages your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the specific part of your nervous system entirely associated with rest and recovery. And it effectively hits the off switch on that fight or flight stress response that's keeping you awake. Step 3 is about releasing the day. Ask yourself a simple question: what burden am I willing to put down tonight? You really do not need to solve every single problem in your life before you close your eyes. Sometimes, the absolute deepest physical and mental healing begins simply by allowing tomorrow's problems to just remain in tomorrow. You have to give yourself permission to put those heavy bags down.
Then we have step 4, practice gratitude. And look, we don't do this because gratitude magically erases all of our suffering or invalidates a really hard day. We do it because a sincere moment of gratitude gently redirects your brain's attention toward what is still whole and good in your life. It fundamentally softens the emotional tone you're carrying as you enter sleep. It ensures you're planting seeds of peace instead of seeds of stress.
And finally, step 5 is prayer and reflection. If prayer is part of your spiritual life, end your day with it. Like Paramahansa Yogananda taught, sincere prayer is a profound way of opening yourself up to divine peace and comfort. But hey, even if you aren't religious at all, engaging in a moment of deep philosophical reflection serves the exact same purpose. It just completes that peaceful inner environment you need to let your nervous system finally let go.
You know, we obsess so much over productivity hacks, constantly asking each other, what's the perfect morning routine? But we really need to shift our paradigm here. The real question is, what kind of night creates a better morning? Because every single sunrise literally begins in darkness. Every healthy habit you want for tomorrow begins with the decision you make tonight. It's time to stop obsessing over the morning and start mastering the night before.
And honestly, the most reassuring part of all this, you don't have to consciously do the heavy lifting. Your body already knows how to repair damaged tissue. It already knows how to organize your brain. It already knows exactly how to slow your heart down. Your role is not to aggressively force this healing to happen. Your only job is to just create the calm, quiet conditions where these quiet biological miracles can naturally unfold.
When we zoom out and look at the big picture, we can clearly see that science and spirituality aren't competing forces here at all. Science continues to uncover these remarkable, tangible physical processes that happen during sleep, like the lymphatic system, the hormones, the cellular repair. And meanwhile, spirituality transforms the inner life, managing the emotions, the stress, and the fear. These two perspectives perfectly complement one another to lower your stress and dramatically increase your well-being.
So tonight, when you lay your head down, you have a choice to make about the seeds you're going to plant in your subconscious. Instead of carrying tomorrow's anxieties, deadlines, and all those worries into bed with you, intentionally choose something else. Carry hope, carry stillness, carry gratitude. Create a peaceful inner environment, because a peaceful night is truly one of the absolute greatest gifts you can give both your mind and your physical body.
I want to leave you with one final, powerful thought to completely reframe how you look at this. Sleep is not the end of your day. It is the beginning of your restoration. The next time you're tempted to just lie there and scroll for one more hour, remember that incredibly advanced hospital waiting to heal you. The only question is, are you brave enough to put the phone down and let the healing begin?